Hi everyone, today we'll be playing Whimside. I will be doing a basic description of what the game is all about, and then I'll be doing my pros and cons and wants from the game. So without further ado, let's get started. So I was able to play this game because I'm finally on maternity leave, so I can finally have idle games in the background while I'm doing stuff throughout the day. So yeah, let's get into the game. So I got this game gifted, but it's not going to impact anything I feel about the game as always. So we get into the tutorial, and basically the game is all about collecting these whim creatures, so you can get as many as you want, which is really cool. That's one of my positives. And what you do is you breed them in order to fulfill quests or to get new areas. You can also collect them to get money. And that's basically all there is to it. There's more nuance than that. But yeah, each one of them have different characteristics, which makes them all really whimsical and cute creatures. When there's an exclamation mark on top of your head like this, it means that you haven't collected one of the characteristics or multiple. So basically the strategy is to get as many of the ones that have exclamation marks as possible. There's a list of all the traits possible in one single collection, so we're currently in the meadow, and that's all the traits that you've collected so far. When you have collected everything, you get the trophy on the bottom left there. In order to unlock the next area, you can target what the area is asking for, which is really convenient and such a good quality of life feature. So all you have to do is to just press the creature that you're looking for, like so, and then it'll tell you this is all the characteristics. So when you're breeding, you can very clearly see which characteristics you're looking for. So this next screen is the breeding screen. It's very simple, but it's also a puzzle in itself. The purpose of the game altogether, so you can click 2 different parents and then breed them together and find the characteristics, the 5 different characteristics you're looking for. So all you have to do is keep breeding them until you get all 5, and then you can unlock the next area or complete quests. I think because the breeding is the main part of the game, the breeding process is actually really fast, like maybe a couple of minutes. The next part of the game is the decorating aspect, so you can actually collect from the creatures that you befriend. You can put them down and put as many items as you want onto the map, and there is no payment whatsoever, so you can just put as many things as you want and decorate to your heart's content right away. In the descriptions of the settings, it tells you can minimize the screen, you can put it always on top, and you can also target whether or not you want notifications or not, which I found to be very useful because if you want to study without the game actually bothering you, then you can turn off the notifications. If you want the game to contact you when there is stuff going on, then you can turn on notifications, which I thought was really nice. So that's the basic game loop. This is me unlocking the second creature in order to get the next area, and as soon as I do that, you pay the 100. And you can unlock the new area, and then there's more tutorial from there on. So basically the game has an added feature where you can do quests basically, which is the same loop as all the breeding in the first place, but the good part is you can say no to the quest if you find it too difficult. But I find the quest to be really nice because they do give you a lot of money. Like you can see 875 there is a lot to start off with, so I did do a lot of quests to get as much money as possible. You can also get money from doing achievements, which you can see all of them on Steam. There's 17 total, but I don't think they all correlate with the achievements in the game. The achievements give you basic amounts of money, like 100, so it's not really super sought after unless you're an achievement hunter. The next and final part of the game is the little store. The store sells 5 items at once, and on the table on the right you can get enhancements for the game, like unlocking new areas for the map. So you can buy the 5 items, and then when they run out, they refresh every 30 minutes. And that's basically all there is to the game itself. Okay, now I'll let the game run at 2 times speed, and then I'll tell you about all of my pros and cons. So let's start with pros. One, I found the tutorial to be very clear. There was nothing that was confusing for me, which was really awesome. The next is that the breeding mechanic is very simple but fun and satisfying to complete. When you finally get the notification that you got all 5 traits, it's really satisfying and it makes you want to continue playing the game. The next is that it follows the perfect idle game formula. You need to do a lot at first, but the more you upgrade, the more you can leave it, such as auto-collecting. So as soon as I turn on auto-collecting, it made me have to look at the game less. Though one of the problems with the game is that a rare creature could show up for like 5 seconds and then go away, so it makes you want to stay with the game, which is not great for the idle mechanic. The next is the different biomes. Each of the new biomes has its own soundtrack, which I thought was really cool. So I'll show you the beach one in a bit when I do unlock it. Well, I did unlock it, but I'll record myself showing you the beach soundtrack. The next is that the art is absolutely cute and adorable. The pixel art is so good, and the decor was really fun to do because the decor was really cute. The next I've discussed already, but the decor being free was a really good choice because it would be frustrating having to pay like $50 per bush. So the decor being free was really nice. It just made the game itself look really cute. The next is that there's nothing too challenging. Making money is pretty easy, so as long as you get the breeding mechanic down, the game itself isn't too difficult, which fits with cozy gaming. The next is that there's lots of fun achievements to unlock if you want to get really into it. So if you look at the achievement list, there's some that's like, oh, get a complete shark trait creature, so all 5 traits are shark related. So those get really complicated, so if you do want to do all of that, it would take longer. I think it's a perfect length for an idle game. I saw that it's 20 hours, I think, if you completely focus on the game. So if you just let it run, it would be much longer than that, which I think is a good length, especially since it's a $5 game. The next is that you have infinite inventory with being able to capture as many creatures as you want without currency. So you can just keep collecting as many creatures as you want, and there's no limited space, which was kind of frustrating with some other games like Tiny Pasture having like 20 slots, I think, that you could have. This one you could just have infinite. I think it's infinite. I haven't reached the limit yet. The next is that it's really easy to put down objects for decor. You can drag the screen and put as many as you want, which is really cool. The next is that the sound alerts are amazing. You can turn it on and off, which makes you choose whether or not you want to be distracted. Because I wasn't really like doing anything on the side, I was just doing like housework. It was nice to have the ding to tell me that something was happening. There's different sounds for different things happening in the game, so the sound alerts were really nice. You don't have to keep checking the game like in other idle sims to see if something interesting happened. The next and final pro for me was being able to sort by genetics. This is really good and a really good quality of life feature, so I don't have to sort through like hundreds of creatures. It just auto sorts by the ones that you want. That made it much easier to play the game. Okay, moving on to my cons. Number 1 is that the creatures clip through or get stuck on the objects you put down sometimes. So they flip back and forth, but they clip and get stuck on the objects, which is kind of immersion breaking. The next is that they can play with the ball, but the ball doesn't really do anything in the game, and you can only unlock 2. It's just kind of weird that they added like a play feature, even though they just kind of like look at the ball and then walk away. The next is that I can't figure out the rarity scale. Like some of them just sparkle, and rainbow is probably good. But yeah, some of them just sparkle, and I don't really know like how rare that is, or if like I did a really good job by getting one that sparkles. The next is that it took forever to unlock the final tail in the meadow area. It doesn't indicate whether or not it's rare anywhere, so I was wondering if it was a bug because it took me hours to unlock the final tail that I needed for the next area. The next is that I saw there were some reviews complaining about it taking up too much memory and that their PC was lagging. I had no issues, but I did see a couple of reviews saying that, so just be aware of that. So those are all of my cons. Moving on to the ones. The game not being able to sort by heart levels is a weird choice. So you have heart levels for the creatures that you do put inside your barn area, and you can't sort by heart levels, and if you have like 100 creatures, so you have to go through each one, or you have to memorize the ones that you did pet and like get affections with. I just wish you could sort by heart levels. The next is a feeding mechanic or poop cleaning mechanic, so you feel more attached to the creatures. It's mostly a creature collecting game, but it's also a creature care game. It's weird that you can't feed them. Like, just generate like a single strawberry for me to feed them. It would be so cute. Or like if they poop, that you can clean it up, you know? Stuff like that, like Tamagotchi wise. The next is that I wish there's more things you could do to play with the creatures. Like I said, there's like 2 balls you could unlock and that's it. It's weird, like why would you do that if I can play with them properly? The next is that there are lights in the decor, but there is no night mode. So there in the decor you can unlock lights like you can see here, but there's no night mode, so the lights don't really show up very well. There should be like different backgrounds you can unlock, like I don't know, a celestial mode or anything like that to make the lights actually pop in the game. It's just weird that there's only one mode for the background. Okay, so I just wanted to show you now what I've achieved after a few hours of playing. I think it was 3 hours. And there's a ton of different creatures that you can unlock now, like Shawfisha. So it's a shark, walrus, goldfish, shark. And then this is the new goal in mind. And then I will show you, so this is my breeding process so far. It looks like I'm getting pretty close to getting what I'm looking for. And then I just wanted to show you my little, ooh, this is so cute. Yeah, so as soon as you unlock the new areas, you get more items that have to do with the new areas. So I got a notification that told me that I have a trait that I haven't seen yet, so I'm just gonna collect that one. And then I have 2 creatures now, which are my 2 favorites so far. And then I have a new beach area as well, which I will decorate more. So this is my current decorating. I have 2 balls here that I feel like don't do anything, like I said. And I got the trophy for the meadow area, so I have unlocked everything in the meadow area, but I said this tail took me forever. Cove, I am close to being finished, but I think some of them are super rare. Oh, is that what the little colors mean? I think I finally understand what the rarities mean. So I think I have everything but the rares. Anyways, that's what the game is so far. I will be playing until I get all the achievements. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. I had way more pros than I had cons. But yeah, let me know what you think, whether or not you're going to be playing it. But I had a lot of fun. I think my final rating will be a 9 on 10. I really enjoyed this so far. But yeah, thank you for watching as always, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!